What if I told you the key to winning World War II wasn't just bullets and bombs, but an army of artists tasked with fooling Hitler himself? By 1944, Nazi Germany had turned the coast of France into a fortress. The Atlantic Wall, a brutal line of concrete and steel, stretched for thousands of miles. The Allies had to break through, but a direct assault would be a slaughter. Their only hope was the element of surprise. They needed to make the Germans look the wrong way at the exact moment the real invasion began. The plan was called Operation Fortitude. Its goal, to convince the German High Command that the main invasion would strike at Pas-de-Calais, the shortest route across the English Channel. If they could pin Germany's best troops there, the real landings at Normandy might just have a chance. But to sell a lie this big, they wouldn't need more soldiers. They would need magicians. To pull off the ultimate magic trick, the US Army recruited from an unusual place: art schools, advertising agencies, and Broadway stages. They formed a top-secret unit called the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, but history would remember them by another name: the Ghost Army. Its 1,100 men were painters, architects, actors, and sound engineers. They were artists, not soldiers, and their battlefield was the enemy's imagination. Their arsenal was pure creativity. They could paint fake insignias on their trucks, allowing a small convoy to impersonate any division they wanted in a matter of hours. Their greatest props were hundreds of inflatable rubber tanks, jeeps, and airplanes. On the ground, they might look like toys, but to a German reconnaissance plane flying at 10,000 feet, they were indistinguishable from the real thing. A handful of men could inflate an entire armored battalion in under an hour, creating the illusion of a massive force preparing for battle. But visual deception was only half the story. They also mastered sonic deception. Their sound engineers, some of whom had come straight from Hollywood, recorded the noises of entire armored divisions, the clatter of tank treads, the shouts of soldiers, the rumble of construction. They could then play these sounds back on massive speakers mounted on trucks, broadcasting them for miles. They could make an empty valley sound like a staging area for thousands of men and machines on the move, a symphony of war played to an audience of enemy spies. To complete the illusion, they even had a team of actors who created fake radio chatter. Every army division has a unique personality on the airwaves, a certain rhythm, specific slang, even the operator's particular way of keying the microphone. The Ghost Army's radio operators would follow detailed scripts mimicking the communication styles of different divisions to make their fictional army seem utterly real to German intelligence listening in. They were performing a play where the only audience that mattered was the one trying to kill them. In the critical weeks before June 6th, the Ghost Army put on the show of a lifetime. They moved up and down the English coast, impersonating over 20 different divisions. They would create the illusion of a huge force gathering in one spot, only to vanish overnight and reappear somewhere else, always creating activity that pointed towards Pas-de-Calais. They were a phantom army that seemed to be everywhere at once, a ghostly presence haunting German intelligence. And German intelligence took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. Intercepted reports and maps from the German High Command showed that they fully believed a huge army group, commanded by the famous General George S. Patton, was massing in the east, preparing to invade at Calais. It was all a lie, a carefully constructed fiction built from rubber and sound, but Hitler believed it. When the real invasion began on the beaches of Normandy, Hitler was so certain it was just a feint, a diversion from the real attack at Calais, that he refused to release his elite panzer divisions to counterattack. For several crucial hours, and in some cases days, he held his most powerful forces in reserve, waiting for an invasion that would never come. That hesitation, born from a grand deception, saved thousands of Allied lives and gave the troops at Normandy the priceless time they needed to establish a foothold. The story of the Ghost Army was classified for more than 40 years after the war ended. The men were sworn to secrecy, unable to tell even their families about their strange and brilliant contribution to the victory. For decades, the world never knew about the artists who fought not with guns, but with creativity, imagination, and illusion. Their battlefield honors weren't for capturing territory, but for capturing the enemy's mind. They were a unit that proved that in war, the greatest weapon isn't always the one that destroys, but the one that deceives. Their work stands as a testament to the power of human ingenuity in the face of overwhelming force. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more incredible hidden histories. See you next time.